Okay, this presentation is actually on our final project. This week we're talking about the final project almost exclusively. That's what you should be focused on, and it's worth 150 points. So, very, very important that this go well. So, just want to talk about some of the requirements so that it's absolutely clear as I can make it. You are pretending that you have a friend basically that says, I'm going to start a business. But they don't know anything about starting a business, but really want to. Think about someone who says, I'm going to make bracelets or headbands or wooden pens, and I really want to start my own business, and so I want to do this. But hey, I hear that you have been working on a business degree, so could you tell me about some stuff? How do I do this? So you're going to explain to your friend the basics of starting a business. First, now these topics are minimum, not a maximum. This is not a list you should check off. These are things that you at least need to cover. Okay? Number one, what business structure they should be using. We've already talked about this. Most of you have done assignments on it. So you're talking about sole proprietorship, the partnership, an LLC, a sub S or C corp, a limited partnership. If you really want to get interesting in there, tell them which one and explain it to them. Assume that this person, again, has no business training, is not a college student, so you're going to say it very simply. Okay? How to handle marketing and social media. They probably, like most people, still believe that marketing is just advertising. They're going to be saying, oh, I figured I would advertise on the TV or on the radio or maybe those ads on Facebook. Well, that's not really marketing, that's just advertising. So you're going to have to explain it to them in detail and simple enough that they can understand. How to manage and motivate their employees. Most people have no idea how to manage or motivate employees. They either treat them like friends, that we're all just going to come together and have a good time, which doesn't end well, or they think that they are Donald Trump or that chef from Hell's Kitchen, and they try to channel that, which I'm not sure which one ends up going worse, but neither of them are going to go well. So, talk to them about how they should be doing this. Talk to them about the different theories, things that you now know that they have never heard of before. How to use a balance sheet and income statement to manage the financial well-being of their business. Talk to them about what they should expect to see as a business owner. What revenue is, what profit is, what their margins will be, the difference between their money they bring in and how much they actually get to put in their pocket. Tell them about this stuff. Okay, your final product should be at least 3 pages. You may need more. The really good ones are probably 4 or 5 pages. That is talking about this amount that you're using to talk about these concepts, by the way. That is not a title page, a references page, etc. That's just the body, is at least 3 pages. You'll also need, because it's put right here on the rubric, a title page and a references page. All right. It says 2 to 3. I say 3 to 4 up here. They actually are the same because 2 to 3 pages in the body plus your references page plus your title page is 3 to 4 pages. Okay, just two different ways of saying it. References should not be hard to come by. The first one you have is the textbook, which is a really easy one to get. The rest of them, anywhere you're talking about marketing, talking about business structures, you can go out and find a reference that you can use. Do not use Wikipedia. Best to use something that you are fairly sure is correct. So if it jives with the textbook, then you're doing pretty well. And then explain other things. If you're thinking maybe family business, then talk about family businesses and how you can deal with those and what you should do about them. We've discussed those in class. Talk about any other concepts you want to. But this is something, the papers that do really well with this are ones that they look directly at a friend that you think might actually need this conversation. They say, all right, to try and save my friend from going completely out of business, losing all their life savings, here's what you need to know that I've learned from this class that you need to know to be able to actually do this successfully. If you take it like that, put that level of detail into it, put that level of clarity into it, then you'll be just fine. Okay? Some other things. Typed double space in APA format, please use this template. Please use that template. The same template is available right in here. Okay, including some sites, some videos on how to do APA, etc., etc. Okay, let's go back to it real quick. The difference between an A- paper, or an A paper, let's call it, and a B+ paper or a B paper is your proofreading and revising. All right, it's important. All right, you see it right here, 30 points out of 150. Okay, that's 20% right there, is correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation. If you've been losing points on that, okay, on your assignments so far, I've been having to mark up your paper and take off points and talking about revising and proofreading, you need to have somebody else help you. This isn't one of those where you can say, try harder. You might be able to. You can go over it one more time. But if you're just not good at revising and proofreading yet, then get someone else to help you. This is not one where you have to have somebody who is just a whiz. You don't need an English major. You don't need someone with a doctorate to look at your paper. You need another human being to read your paper, because there are often things that we don't think about or that we don't see in our paper that other people, when they're reading it, can say, did you want to say this? Or you realize you're missing a word? Or hey, this is confusing? Or you know, you're using the TOO instead of TWO when you're saying this. Just other people can see it. That is another place where you can use your team that you have on the team project that just barely concluded. You can go in there, send it to the teammates you've been working with. I mean, that group of people is there not just for the team project, but also as a kind of a study group. So send it out to them and say, hey, if you look at mine, I'll look at yours. Let's look at it. You might get some ideas looking at theirs nonetheless, but you can also help each other with the revising and proofreading. I would love to not have to take off as many points for revising and proofreading, but if it's not clean, it's not very professional. So you have to get used to looking at your stuff and taking out those errors. Otherwise, you'll be making those errors your entire career and you will not get as far as you'd like to. So use somebody else. Another set of eyes is invaluable in this process. And usually that is the difference between an A paper and a B paper. All right, it could be the difference between an A paper and a B- paper if you're talking about the difference between 100% and 80%. So it's very important. The main thing is to use somebody else and to get this done early enough in the week to be able to share it with somebody. If you get done Sunday night, hard to find anybody who can help you. If you get done on Wednesday or Thursday, you can get somebody else to take a look at this paper and it'll save you at least a letter grade. All right? Any questions, please let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. This should be a fun project. Thanks.